Studnick Aquatics here. I just got off work and it is time for another cigar review. And I see I'm getting quite a few. I have part of a box up there, I have one up there, I have another ordered. I don't know, I may have to build another shelf. It's just quite the deal. So anyway, I believe what I'm going to do this time is an economy cigar. And this is by Don Rafael. And they make a number of different cigars. I haven't really tried very many Don Rafael cigars. Matter of fact, I think I've only tried one. So it'll be interesting to try this one. I know it does have a Connecticut wrapper, but it is a medium to full-bodied cigar, which is a little bit unusual. So I am going to get this fired up, and then we'll review this cigar. Okay, this is a cigar by Don Rafael. I really don't know that much about the company. I know they have a number of different cigars out. I bought some Don Rafael cheroots. They're harsh. I mean, they're a cheroot. They are what they are. But I like to base every cigar on the cigar and not the name or anything like that. So anyway, this here is the Don Rafael, and this is the Brazil. And it is a Robusto. It's 5.5 by 50, and it is made in the Dominican Republic. And I just wanted to point out, it is a less expensive cigar. It's an economy cigar, and you can see the heavy veining going through it, quite a bit of that, so we'll see how it burns. Also has a discoloration here, not sure what that is. So anyway, it's not perfect by any means. I am going to get this fired up, and we'll see how good this cigar is. Okay, I have the cigar lit now, and once again, this is Don Rafael Brazil. It is made in the Dominican Republic. They say it's a medium to full-bodied cigar, but yet it does have a Connecticut wrapper on the outside. And that Connecticut wrapper is from Ecuador. The binder is from Brazil, which makes sense. And then the fillers are also from Brazil and the Dominican Republic. Before I lit it, I kind of smelled it. Kind of had the smell like dried hay, which you do get that with some cigars. And it's a fairly pleasant smell. And one thing you do notice is it doesn't have that harshness of a lot of really cheap cigars. A lot of the really cheap ones, the reason they infuse them with so much stuff is because the tobacco itself is so poor that you have to do something to it to make it smokable, in my opinion. But anyway, the interesting thing on this cigar, since they called this one Brazil, I did look into it. And Don Rafael they have a number of cigars. One of their most common ones, I think, is a Connecticut, and I don't know if it's ever been rated, but it seems to be a pretty well-received cigar. But they also have a Don Rafael Italia, they have a Mexico, they have a Nicaragua, they have a USA, and they also have a Turkish cigar that's made with tobaccos from Turkey, which I've never had before. So it'd be interesting to me to try them. It is a cheaper cigar, but you don't have that harshness when you draw on it. There's a little bit of spice there. You can taste just a little bit of that, and that must be from those tobaccos from Brazil. A lot of times when you get tobaccos from Brazil and down in that region, Nicaragua and such, but anyway, especially from down in Brazil, you do kind of get a pepper note to that. And you do pick that up. It's real slight. And then other than that, you kind of... It might have a slight sweetness to it. It's not a sweetened cigar. It's not sweetened on the tip. It's not, wow, it has sugar on it. It's just some tobaccos kind of have a little bit of a sweet note. So anyway, that's about all there is to this cigar for now. I'm going to smoke this down for a ways. I'll see what they cost. They are not very expensive, is one of the really good things. And it would be nice to find a cigar that is not harsh, that has, you know, some good flavors. You don't get a lot of complex flavors with economy cigars, in my opinion, because they're not as good at tobaccos. But if you can find one that's not harsh, you can find one that does have some flavors that you can use it for everyday use. But so far, it's smoking pretty good. It's a pretty good cigar, really. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, it's good. It has that kind of a spicy note to it, a little bit of pepper or something, and just a tad sweet. So I'm going to smoke this down to the second third, maybe watch the news. I just got off work. I might even pour me a little bit of bourbon, and then we'll chime back in when I get on that second third. I wanted to point out that the bourbon I'm having with this, I've been wanting to try this for quite some time. This is Buffalo Trace. And whenever you go to the list online as far as cheaper bourbons that have excellent flavor and they rank them from best to worst, it seems like this one's always in the top 5 or the top 10. And it really, I don't remember what it did cost, but it wasn't very expensive. But once again, that's Buffalo Trace. think it's going to go really good with this cigar, and I just wanted to point that out. I will continue to smoke this, and then we'll chime back in here in a little bit. Okay, I'm not to the second third yet, but this cigar is burning very even. It's just burning even, and the ash is a really nice light gray ash, which is what you want, and it's just laid in there really nice. And when you get a really good cigar, that ash just lays in there like dimes. And it's burning very, very well, and it has some pretty good flavors. They're not real jump out and grab you flavors, but a lot of people don't like those that jump out and grab you. So far, I'm fairly surprised by this cigar. So I will add a little more to this in a little bit. Okay, I'm on the second third of this cigar. Basically, you don't get a lot of flavor with this cigar. It's not harsh. It doesn't bite you like some of the cheap tobaccos do. So we do have that. It burns well. The ash hangs on good. You do get a little bit of spice in there, and it kind of has a little bit of a sweet note, but that's pretty much it. It's just basic tobacco flavor with a little bit of that. So I don't know if that's something that you're looking for. If you are, it might be worth a try if you're looking for a cheap cigar to try. So one thing I wanted to mention, I did look these up. A box of 20 is $45. That's $2.25 a stick. Or you can get a pack of 5 for 18 bucks, which is $3.60. So it's a $2 to $3 cigar is what it is. So you don't have to pay much for it. So that is my review of the Brazil by Don Rafael. And as always, keep smoking cigars.